streaming is on.
Okay, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
This
Cool.
would be for YouTube.
YouTube, amazing.
YouTube.
So we should we should communicate like on Twitter or something. Huh? The live stream is USA.
We can set it up that it'll do that automatically.
Yeah. Cool. Mark, you want to check in? Mark, are you there? Yeah, as you can see, Mark has
Connection problems.
Yeah, we had many problems before. Now we lost him. All right, so anyway, we'll see what Mark comes back, but we had many problems before. We didn't get a lot done. So do we want to do positions, or means the three of us?
I think it should
No
be
taking.
Huh? Hello?
I think it should be fine. There's just the three of us, so for now, and then there's Moth, so it should be fine.
So let's go into the focus and desired outcomes. So I put there some topics that I think are applicable to our session. Of course, the first is the issues list and discussion about it, right?
Do we have our previous issues list?
Yes. I have opened here the spreadsheet from last time, so I can.
Great.
Yeah, we have it. Yeah, so we can review that list as well, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So desired outcome would be to review list from last session and move forward discussion, right? Then the second, the regular life support session. I think all of us, in a way or another way, are going through a lot this period. A lot of happening. So as Jay keeps saying, I think it will be very beneficial, and it's central to our bigger picture to schedule a regular life support session. So schedule a regular life support session, right? So we can share between us what's going on and anything that's troubling us. I think it would be very beneficial, and as we were just saying, right? So then I listed tactical ops. We're having a lot of problems with this. Upfront pay stops. Upfront pay stops are not well communicated, and we keep missing deadlines. So we should discuss that and try to understand how to improve. Then another issue that for me it's an issue. I mean, we still don't have that spreadsheet for the FQN properties, like the computer of ATE. It's mainly with ATE, but we said we were gonna do it. We didn't do it, so but that's not so important. So maybe then scheduling in Google Calendar, we can discuss how to improve our scheduling, and maybe I think it would be good to maybe agree on a how can I say, a shared Google Calendar. I think this could work very well, right? Where we
I mean, we have a lot of Google Calendars. It's about taking responsibility to actually do the work.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So we should discuss that. Somebody can take responsibility and move forward with that. I think it's very important that we have a shared Google Calendar. Instead of a spreadsheet, we have an actual calendar where we input the session that we schedule, and so and the main sessions, and we put reminders and alarms or anything.
Do we have an updated spreadsheet?
We have a spreadsheet, but it's not updated. Nobody's
Yeah,
working on it.
okay. So it's a lot more work to update the Google Calendar. I don't think we'd want to get rid of the spreadsheet just because we have Google Calendar. So again, for me, it's about the work, you know?
Yeah, exactly. We should definitely discuss that, no? How to improve the scheduling in general, and maybe if we want to try with also Google Calendar, or, I don't know. I think that's a good topic. It's something that it's not going well, and it's so important, right, for an organized, a successful organization and getting organized. Then, I mean, the budget work. Obviously, we keep having issues with the budget. I think because I put it here because I think it's important to remind that everybody is responsible for the budget, because without a budget, we cannot have a budget. And it's this month, we basically certified a budget yesterday, and the month is finishing tomorrow. So that's definitely a problem, because the whole team should be involved in budget work, making sure that the budget is moving forward and gets and we have a budget ideally before the start of the month, at the most by the end of the first week. So I don't know how we can improve that, but we cannot just I myself just say, okay, Mamoon is going to take care of that and whatever. So that's definitely a problem.
I think there's two desired outcomes here. So one is just like, you know, general workflow for who is responsible for following up on budget, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, one is the work, yeah.
And then the other one is basically just like, you know, dealing with our current budget issues and cuts. Actually working on the budget itself, you know?
Right.
Which I think is technically an issue. You know?
Yeah, it's two different topics for sure. Then the recruitment onboarding. I mean, let's make sure that since we're doing recruitment, I mean, and the onboarding, we need to organize that. Who is responsible, right? So, especially the newest workers that just went through onboarding, and everything should they're expected to help new workers, like moth and everything. So this should be organized, right? Getting organized, basically.
I mean, I would separate two topics. There's onboarding and training, and then there's recruitment. Recruitment goals and systems. So I mean, I feel like for the recruitment goals and systems, it's like, you know, having clarity on when and how we do recruitment, and then as far as the onboarding and training, we really do need to focus on everybody. You know, like protocols and steps for everyone's training, you know, like in what the expectations are, because I feel like it should be the same for everybody, you know. And technically under our policies, everybody is a recruit. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Absolutely.
And that's partly why we don't use the main session. Like before, we would just use the recruitment sessions, is because we're still in recruitment processing. Anyways, I think those are two separate topics, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, can do two topics for sure. Then pairs communication. I mean, we need to improve our pairs communication, because it's I mean, it's bad that we do the work and we're there to run the base token pairs, and then Mamoon starts the work on another worker. I mean, this what happened is that I didn't communicate well with Mamoon, saying, "Well, we did the paperwork, we're ready to run them," and there is communication problems with the payroll processes. So we should make clear that and maybe review our policies on how we're moving forward with payroll. So it must be very clear that we communicate well within us, so that we know that we don't start a payroll process or a payroll round once the payroll round before is finished, completed, or we all have agreement that okay, we stop here with the payroll round and we move forward with the next payroll round. But at least we all agree and we all are moving as a team in an organized way forward. So this maybe we can review our policies. I don't know, review policies.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine in terms of the context of payroll, but I feel like that's applicable to pretty much any policy. So policy keeping, policy tracking, and policy on policy issues, right? So it's like if you don't follow policy, I guess that also goes back to tactical ops, right? Because there's two parts to tactical ops. There's tactical ops of the deadlines, right? But there's also tactical ops for project management, right?
Yeah, worker
Following
coordination.
policies. Well, following, I can't remember what's the term of it. There's like
Worker coordination.
worker. No, it's something more specific. Worker involvement, right? I think it's involvement, right? Involvement. Like there's a bunch of minimal requirements for workers to be involved that are supposed to be checked off by the tactical ops coordinator. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So this is like a minimum standard for work. So if you break policy and then you don't track that policy and then you like basically continue working on, we have a process for that, right? You're
Yeah,
told that you're not, like you went on to the next payroll round without agreement, therefore you broke policy. If you don't track that policy and stop doing that, you need to continue doing policy tracking. And if you don't do the policy tracking and you basically just ignore it and you keep working on the next payroll round, you have to stop working, right? And you can no longer work, and eventually you would go on a probation and you would basically be removed from the budget for not doing the policy tracking and not following the policies. Like that's our process, right? So it's very easy to make sure people are following the policy if we actually follow our processes, because it ends up with basically you getting fired if you're going against the team, right? So the only way to really mess it all up is everyone just goes along with people breaking policy. Does that make sense? If everyone
yeah,
just keeps goes along with it, then it's very easy to make it all confusing and mess it all up.
yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna delete this policy keeping in the end because you wrote it there. Yeah, exactly. We need to get back on the policy on the policy keeping, policy tracking, all that. So that's so important. We have completely dropped the ball on that, and it's not good.
Yeah, and it's perfectly fine to break policy. That's why we have policy tracking, right? In policy
Right.
keeping, it's like, okay, we want to break policy, that's fine. But when you break policy and we don't want to break policy, it becomes a problem, right? Because everyone needs to basically acknowledge that we're breaking the policy and we're doing it for a reason. If you're breaking the policy and there's no reason to break it, and the breaking of that policy is causing additional problems, then it needs to be brought up as an issue and addressed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Yeah.
The next one is exactly the same thing, the 1.5 month goals. In the Mercury session, again, that's just a tactical ops worker involvement checkbox. That's all
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. It's part of that. Yeah.
So it's like, I think it comes back to this tactical ops stuff. But yeah, I mean, we're not doing any planetary sessions currently. Have no planetary voluntary sessions. And I think our only goal right now is just launching and building SVG, the
Right.
social value group. So in that context, maybe we don't need 1.5 month goals.
Right. All right. So, and the last one, I don't know. I mean, also we're not doing rankings anymore, the evaluations. So I don't know if you want to start doing that again.
That's part of recruitment.
Yeah.
So recruitment would be line 20. Evaluation. So I would just put that under line 20, you know?
All right. So, all right. So I think these are any other topics that you had in mind, Jay, Joyce?
So obviously I would
Yes.
prioritize
I think that's
this.
all.
I mean, this is a lot. Obviously, we're not going
Yeah.
to get to all of this, but
No.
we have the issues list, the regular life support session. You know, there's the tactical ops. Um, and then you know, policy keeping, obviously. So those are the ones that I would prioritize first. Oh, and the budget cuts is like major.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. So maybe we start with the issues. What do you think?
Yeah, that's probably good. That's kind of like the main focus of the eval session.
Right?
I
Then
feel
we
like we
can,
just went over a lot of the issues though, so hopefully it'll go.
yeah. Or maybe we can also start with the regular life support session and just get that covered, right? So we schedule, and then we go into the issues.
Whatever's fine. I'm fine doing issues first.
Yeah, because then the issues they are connected to the tactical ops. It's like it's kind of breaking the flow. So I see if we the regular life support session is more disconnected to the issues, right? The list of the issues, right? All the other ones, we're definitely going to see them in the issues as well. So maybe we just do the life support schedule, and then we go into the issues, and then we focus more on in detail with the tactical ops work, the budget cuts, and the policy keeping.
So after the issues, what did you want to focus on? I would prioritize budget cuts myself.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with any.
Budget cuts. Okay.
So issues, then you wanna go into the budget cuts first, then tactical ops, Jay?
I guess.
Okay.
Or we can do tactical ops and then budget cuts if we wanted to do it the other way around.
No, I'm fine. Budget cuts, maybe 10, 15 minutes. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah.
And then tactical ops, I guess, well, 10, 15 minutes. And then the policy keeping, here, I think we need some more time, maybe 20, 25 at least.
I mean, I just don't know if I think we need to do a view up before the policy keeping. I mean, what what are we going to talk about during the policy keeping?
We basically getting back organized on the whole policy keeping and policy track.
Yeah, I mean, I think that tactical ops will be enough for that. Like, because policy keeping is related to tactical ops, and it's like, you know, I don't know.
Okay.
If we can talk more about policy keeping, that would be great. But I would just say that we do a view up. You know,
Okay, let's do that.
this is already a lot to go over. You know?
All right.
So the desired outcome for tactical ops is, you know, planning for upfront pay stops. Joyce has been doing a really good job at announcing our upfront pay stops deadlines. So
Yeah.
that's super key. And then minimum requirements for worker.
Okay, I think we have a good topics to start. So let's try to get the first topic covered, and then
Well, are
before
there
the
any
break.
objections to the topic?
No.
No objection.
Joyce, there is some strong background noise from you. I don't know.
Ah, really? Okay, wait.
Yeah.
I will
Mute or you
mute
cannot.
it. I will mute.
Yeah.
I can mute. Wait. Where's the mute?
Okay, so starting with life support, my understanding is that Joyce is the, you know, doing the management for the organizational support, which is the same thing. So basically the structure is you have the support alliance, and then under the support alliance, you've got, you know, life support, which is the primary focus, and then you've got org support, which is focused on organizations. But again, it's like our basic life needs and supporting individuals is always the primary focus. And if that individual wants to focus on getting help with their organization or multiple organizations, that's what they can do, you know? So those are obviously the main ones that we're focusing on right now. And the idea would be, I think the org support scheduled for February 8th or 9th?
8.
2:30 p.m. So then the life support could be the week before that, which would be February 1st.
Yeah. The thing is that we have since we didn't have any organizational support because it was dependent on Aaron or any other individual or entity needing organizational support, we're having now the SVG work session.
Not exactly. I mean, the SVG work session would be beforehand because that is it's like an hour and a half before at least.
Yeah.
You can move that up to hour 1. So, you know, schedule for
Is it still noisy?
Andromeda, hour 1. We can hear you.
Yeah, there is a background.
No noise anymore? There
It's
is
better.
background noise.
It's better.
I don't know exactly what hour that is. Maybe it's hour 3.5 or something, but this would be, you know, support alliance, and then Andromeda hour 1 would be SVG work session. Does that make sense or not?
Yeah, to me it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know exactly when hour 2. So it's hour 2. It's 1 o'clock at hour 2. Hour 3 would be 3 o'clock. Yeah, 2:30 will be 3:25.
Hour 1 is 8 p.m. UTC.
Which is what in Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. UTC?
It's 10 here. 12 p.m.
12 p.m.
Correct, Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah. 12 p.m.
12 p.m. UTC.
Yeah, I think this works. This works perfectly.
PST.
Yeah.
This one is
10:30, right?
2:30 p.m. PST. Okay. Correct? 8, 9,
Yeah, this
10.
works perfectly. For me, it's fine. Let's do that. All right, start doing that.
2:30, 10:30, 2:30.
So the first one would be February 1st.
February 1st.
The first one would be no before that, right? Uh, January 25th.
Well, I mean, January 25th, we could do just like a general planning and organizing about it, but I don't know if that's really necessary, especially when we're trying to focus on SVG, you know?
Okay.
I mean, there's a whole bunch that goes into the support alliance and setting up life support and setting up org support and getting it all, you know. I don't think it needs to be professional because it's all volunteer based, but you know, to make it presented, you know what I mean? So, like, I would love to get it presentable, but it's just not our priority right now. Is to like, if we can't get SVG presentable and professional, that's a bigger problem. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
Okay.
after we get social value group launched and functional, like basically the next step would be, you know, obviously we have our sponsorship program and our organizational support program and the support alliance. You know, so that is just those are just the next step because
All right. So
there's a few other pillars. I mean, basically we're gonna have three pillars under FQN. There's gonna be SVG, you know, life support and sponsorship. And we need all three of those to be presentable, you know?
yeah. Okay. So you want to leave it for February 1st?
I mean, I think that's fine. So then February 25th, we're focusing on launching social value. I mean, I don't see how it's possible that this is more important than that, unless you want to schedule a life support session for the 25th, but do we really want to do that?
Okay. I'm
But
fine
the
either way.
25th is supposed to be an org support session, but we don't have anyone coming for that.
No,
So
the
it
first
would
always.
basically, if we scheduled for the 25th, it would basically just distract us from all the other things we need to do, like CCC and SVG website and SVG advertising and multimedia and all that is like what we need to be working on. And instead, we'd be working on something totally different.
Right.
So I feel like
Correct.
unless there's like a need to do two life support sessions in a row, so it'd be the 25th life support and the February 1st life support, two in a row, that we can just wait till February 1st.
Okay. Perfect. No. I agree with you. Let's concentrate next week. Let's concentrate on SVG and everything goes well. We can have the first live support session the 1st of February.
Yeah, but plenty of things can be done asynchronously. So asynchronously, the work is still assigned to the support alliance manager and the life support manager and the org support manager, right? So that was Joyce before. So does Joyce have that on your work priorities list?
I think she does, or right?
The life support.
Yeah. Live support, organization
The
support.
org support I have. Yeah, it's the same, right?
Well, you can just update it to do support alliance because it's both, right? It's both. It's the support alliance for the life support and the org support. If that's something that you want to do, I mean, do you want to do that or not?
Okay. Support alliance. Okay.
But is that something you want to do or not?
No, yes, of course.
Okay, but you know you're not doing it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I wanna do this.
okay, but you're still
The
not
support.
really doing it though in
Yeah,
terms of
that's
like the work, right? Because like you got started a
yeah.
little bit with Aaron, but then you stopped, which is fine. And we got focused on SVG. But do you understand what the primary goal is that's not getting done? Do you know what the work is? Did you?
Which one, Jay?
For the support alliance.
The life
They're
support
both exactly
alliance.
the same. There is
Yeah.
no difference between the two as far as the work goes. Do you understand what the work is? What
Yeah,
the
to solve
goal
the
of the work?
problems that we have.
No. What's the
No.
goal? It's a specific goal and responsibility, right? And there should be responsibility organizing and everything.
Yeah, we went over it. We went over that
Okay.
in detail.
What's the work? I mean, this is why you haven't been doing it, because if you can't even say what it is, obviously you're not working on it, right?
The goal is
To schedule the.
No.
the goal is to make the session happen.
No. The life support program, the support alliance, is not dependent on sessions, right? So someone can be in the program without ever going to a session. So the session is
The list of participants,
yes,
right?
but it's more than just a list of participants.
The list of I don't know how to call them. We said attendees, but we I don't know if it's
So the list of participants and attendees would be those who say that they want to be involved and they want to join and they want to attend, right? So that's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
But does that mean we just ignore everybody else? So basically, if someone doesn't say that they want to be involved, do we just totally ignore them?
No, just
so what's the name that we give to people who have not formally joined?
they're the what do you call these?
We invite them.
Wait.
Exactly.
The term is.
That's the term. That's correct.
List
yes.
or list. It's the list of invitees, or how do you call them? Yeah.
Correct. The people we invite. The list of people we invite. The list of invitees. Okay, so again, this work has been given months and months and months ago and never got completed, never got done. No one ever followed up on it, right? Are you guys all on the same page here? Like, we still do not have a list of invitees. We are not contacting or following up with the list of invitees, and we're not finalizing a list of people who have accepted and joined and or are attending. That's just not happening. And it's never happened, even though it was the original assignment. Are you guys all on the same page here?
Yes.
So it's fine if you want to do it, Joyce, but at some point, it's like, if you're not going to do the work, we need to assign it to someone else, right? Or hire someone else to do it.
No, it's fine, Jay. We were just
It's not
concentrated
fine,
on
these are people's lives, right? These are people's lives. We're trying to help people, so it's not fine to just not do it, right? So in the context of your responsibility, what are you required to do if you don't know exactly what the work is and how to achieve it?
To have a schedule with you, and
Sort of, but what do you do during that schedule? What do you do if you're not sure exactly what you are?
ask questions.
Yes, ask questions. So what happens if you don't ask questions?
Then no work will be done.
No. Then the expectation is the work will get done, completed perfectly and effectively because you didn't ask any questions.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there's either two options. Option number one is that you ask questions to make sure you know exactly what you're doing. Or option number two, we all assume that you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing and that you get the work done on time and correct because you didn't ask any questions. Therefore, you know what you're doing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So now is your chance to ask a question if you're not sure what to do. Otherwise, me and Alberto have the expectation that you know exactly what you're doing and you're going to get the work done. And if you don't, then we should consider taking this assignment away from you and giving it to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Does that make sense? So if you don't have any questions now, I mean, what do you expect, Alberto? If Joyce didn't have any questions, what would your expectations be?
Of course, if she has no questions, the expectation is she knows exactly what needs to be done, and she hasn't been doing, but we expect that she's gonna start doing that.
Exactly. So do you have any questions, Joyce?
My question. So the life support only for us employees or all?
Well, technically, it's for the entire world. It's a public open
Public.
program, but we're not prioritizing doing, open advertising and outreach. We can get to that. It's just not the priority,
Okay.
right? And even if we are doing open advertising and outreach, if somebody gets on our list and says that they're interested, then we invite them and follow up with them to join the program.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're doing public outreach, anyone we collect into our funnel would be added to the list of invitees. And then we would follow up with that person, find out what their needs are, find out what they are, interested in and getting involved in, and how we can support them, and inviting them to come and join. And if they do want to do that, then once they agree to join and once they say that they want to join, then we add them to the list of participants who we follow up with every single session and every single week or whenever they need, right? We want to follow up regularly. And you've been doing okay with Aaron on that, but again, Aaron is definitely not the only person.
Mm-mm.
So again, right now the goal is not to do outreach because we can't even deal with the list that we already have. So to basically do a bunch of public outreach and try to get more people on your list that you already can't even deal with, I don't think is very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, my request would be to not focus on outreach and getting more people on your list, and instead to deal with the list that we already have, get them updated, get them organized, and making sure we're following up with every single person on those lists. And then once we do that, then we can look at more outreach and more social media and all that. But again, this is just not our focus. Our priority and our focus is social value group. And once we get social value group set up and going, then it makes sense that we would focus on something like this.
What again did you say the last thing, Jay? I did not catch that one.
The current focus is social value group.
Social. Yeah.
And so until we get social value group set up, it doesn't make a lot of sense to be doing outreach for the
Yes, I agree.
the support alliance. But eventually this can be one of our recruit models for outreaching for SVG as well, getting clients, because someone could easily go from the org support to being a paid client and do both.
Yeah. For the moment, let's try to focus in getting the list for the February 1st, which is basically us plus a few other people contacting once. I think we should get the list verified, as we always do, and then we can do send the invitations, and then the reminders. Do we have a responsibility organizing? That's the main thing, right? We should have a responsibility organizing.
Yeah, and whose responsibility is it to do the responsibility organizing?
Whoever took on the responsibility.
Okay, but who is that?
But Joyce for sure.
Yeah. Does that make sense, Joyce?
Yes.
So who's responsible for the responsibility organizing?
It's me.
Yeah, good. Who would be the number one person on the list from the last couple days as invitees for the February 1st?
It's number one, maybe the new recruit. It's Moth.
No.
It will be okay. It will be us, like the active.
Who's a newer potential recruit than Moth?
Stacy.
Stacy. Yes, Stacy is on the top of the list for the last couple of days. I'm not saying that she's not. The other people aren't at the top of the list for the last couple of months. So obviously we want to invite all of us, but the point is that we don't want to forget Stacy. So she's easier to forget than everybody else. All right, cool. So again, the responsibility is pretty straightforward. You make the list, you get it verified. So after you make the list, you verify it online, and then you make sure you have everyone's contact information so you can invite them, and then you make sure that you follow up on that. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So don't do it by yourself. As soon as you think you've completed something, you get it verified and you check in with the team,
Okay.
as always. All right. I think we're good on this, right? Anything else?
Yeah,
Any other
I think we're definitely good. Yeah.
questions, Joyce?
Yes, Rick?
Any other questions?
No. For now, no. I'll just ask maybe if I in Discord, if ever I will have something in mind.
Yes. Excellent. If you need help, just I think we are good on this. So why don't we take a 5-minute break, and then when we come back, we can get into topic 2, which is go over all of our issues.
All right. Yeah, I agree. 5 minute break.
Okay.
Hey, Moth, we're on a 5-minute break. We'll be back soon, okay?
All right, I'm here. So, Moth, are you there?
Yeah, yes.
There, here.
You managed to solve your internet? You want to check in?
Yeah, I can check in. I'm not
Okay.
okay, I think it is a bit stable now, though it but I'll monitor. I'll monitor and then see how it's how the performance will be.
Okay, let's try to check in then.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
So Moth
Hi.
seems to be
Yes.
more stable now. So you want to check in? Tell us how you feel
Yes.
from 0 to 9 and what you've been working, whatever you want.
Okay. For checking in, maybe I can give myself 3
3.
today. Yes.
You were 5.5 before. Go down.
Yes.
Because of the internet.
Because
Yeah, I can
because
understand.
now things are not what my expectations have been the morale has gone down based on the challenges I'm facing with the
Yeah,
internet.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but I'm good. Think we are still hopeful that by tomorrow everything will be positive and we'll be able to finalize on what we were working on today.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, me too.
And just to remind everybody, my understanding this is not a required session. No one's like required to be here right now, and we just our monthly evaluation session. So it's definitely a good session to do, but it just goes into our regular, worker responsibilities. All right.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a very important session in general.
Yeah. So the next topic is our issues. So we're going to go over the issues list. And it looks like we can vote on this.
I copied and pasted from the last session.
So our main focus here is making sure all the issues are listed properly. And also we have a list of possible solutions. Okay, so let's just start going through the list and then updating our votes. And again,
Yeah.
these are the issues that are preventing us from moving forward and getting successful.
So since Ata is not here and Mamoon are not here, I'm just gonna add Moth or leave them and add Moth or just take them away.
Yeah, I would just leave all the votes from before.
All right,
Just
I'm
add
just gonna. Okay, I'm gonna add Moth. All right, so the issues was the highest one was make sure we are on the same page for the budget moving forward. 10, 25, 50, 100 reductions over this year. Estimate how much money we have.
And that's our next budget. That's our next topic. So that makes sense.
Yeah, I think we are. This improved, right? Since 1 month ago.
I don't know. I mean, we have a lot of work to do. But I mean, I guess it improved a little bit, but I don't know where that falls in alignment with the problems we had with the budget in the middle of the month.
Okay.
So
Yeah, but I'm gonna lower my vote here. I'm gonna put a. I think it's clear to everybody, the policy and what's going on. So I'm gonna put a 6.5.
but what I don't think is clear is I don't think we have agreement on cutting the budget by 15%. So if we want to get agreement on the budget in the next week, there's a lot of work to do. Hopefully we can get that started in the next topic. All right, so then we have payroll. Primarily the base token payroll is the issue. So I mean, it's still an issue, but I feel like we have a little more understanding on it. And overall, we want our payrolls to be very organized and functioning.
Yeah, I mean, but the problem is that I don't know. I mean, okay, the issue is payroll, but the specific problem is that base token payroll hasn't happened yet. And for me, this is still very high because it still didn't happen. And yeah, I'm gonna keep my vote very high here.
So in my perspective, the biggest thing that's missing is prioritization. So that would mean that if base token payroll is the priority, everybody, ideally including Mamoon, this is part of pressuring Mamoon to get in alignment with the team,
I
is
think we need to improve communication.
every single day, multiple times a day, until it happens. So just to repeat that for me, what it would look like is that when base token payroll is a priority, everybody on the team should be scheduling to finalize base token payroll every single day until it happens. Like that's how you prioritize it. So we should be proposing schedules every single day. We should be checking in on it every single day. And that just never happened. You know?
Yeah. All right. Mott, do you see where we are? We are in topic 2 issues. Did you get the notes?
Yes. Yes.
So there is a column F where you can vote what do you think, how high it's important, the issue. It's important, right? So you can focus.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. There's a, so as you know, the votes is 0 to 9, but 9 basically means if you vote 9, it means that you expect everybody to vote 9 as well. So if everybody doesn't vote 9, then we automatically change it to an 8. And if you vote 1, it's like you believe it's against the principles or the foundation of what we're doing in the organization. So it's very severe. And
okay.
So usually you want to vote 1 point something to 8 point something.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So, yeah, 1 would be that it's against the mission. So you usually would vote 2 to 8.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So in
noted.
Next priority is income, and you're not technically required to vote. Just to make sure that's clear, we highly encourage you to vote and participate. And you're not necessarily required. All right. So income is the next one, which is I think for me it's our top priority because without having money we can't get paid, and that's why we're all here. We're all here to get paid and take care of our families, take care of our bills, our rent, food on the table, all that stuff. You know, because otherwise, like, there's just no way to continue doing this type of work if we can't take care of ourselves. So I don't care how we get the income, whether we get investors, donors, grants, clients. Right now we're focused on clients. So I think we're going pretty good on that, but we're making a lot of progress with SVG, but whether that turns into income is really not in our power per se, right? So if we need a shift, I mean, the primary goal is income, and there's a lot of options for getting income. So if we need to shift our model, we can, but that is the primary issue, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's definitely a big problem, but like I'm gonna keep my vote at 7, which is high, but not so high because I mean I think we're doing everything that we're supposed to do, and the income will improve. So I'm not so worried that it's actually a problem. I know that we're running out of money. That's the a big problem, and we know. But related to income, I'm very confident and very peaceful that as soon as we launch SPG, soon enough we're going to get income flowing. So for me, it's obviously a problem, but it's not something that we're doing everything that we're supposed to do to improve the income, right? So it would be a very big problem for me if we delay the launch of SVG even more. That would be become a higher problem for me. But for the moment, I think for the income, we know the situation is this. We were taking measures for long-term stability based on what we can count on. But I mean, I'm very peaceful that the income will improve soon enough as soon as we launch SVG.
Well, and I guess in that context, for me, adding another issue related to income. So if income is not the issue, then the next most important thing related to that is making sure we know exactly how much money we're spending and exactly how much money we have, right? So that would be two things. One is the half-year budget, which includes all of our, how much money we have and how much we are spending. That's super important. And then obviously the investments and money organizing. So those two things, if we can get those set up and organized, I mean, if we got all the investments and the money organized, there could be additional money, especially with Bitcoin going up and everything, that we might be able to utilize. But until that happens, there's nothing we can do about that. So that is definitely our current problem. Does that make sense? Or issue?
Yeah, perfectly sense.
So I put those all really on the top of the list related to our income. All right, cool. So that brings us to bills. I think we made some progress on the bills. And it's currently Joyce and Alberto is working on it, right? Joyce and Alberto. Having clarity on when and how all our bills are dealt with. Okay. So I'm gonna put that down like a 5. I mean, I feel like we made progress on the bills. There's still a lot to be done. We still need to cut our bills. We tried to cut the Amazon bill, so hopefully that worked. And we'll have to follow up on that in a couple days. But we are starting to get a better handle on our bills. I think overall, we know how much money we're spending in relationship to our estimated monthly bills. So that's a good step. So I think
we got I mean, here is solutions to fix the problem. I mean, so basically the solution, we got a very good training. So the solution is to follow up on the training received and keep improving the work on this priority. Right? Yeah, I agree. It's improving. It's getting better. So I'm gonna go down to a 6. We cut also a couple of bills, which is great.
We cut a couple of bills. We're also adding a few bills, which is okay as well, but we'll work it out. Yeah. So, yeah. So I think of the bills that's making progress.